Both batters were caught in the middle. Thankfully for the UAE, they both made their ends in time.
That was a bit poor from Kevin O'Brien, not backing up that throw at the non-striker's end.
And would have been a run out. In the end, they get two. Dicey cricket here from UAE.
Slice pull there from Mohammad Wasim. They're pushing for two once again, and they will get it. That is much better. That is much more in control. 50 up for the UAE.
That's much better running between the wickets as well. Mohammad Wasim, as soon as he had hit that ball, he was shouting 2-2-2, always going to the danger end as well, pushing his partner. 50 up for the UAE for the loss of 2 wickets just before the 8th over finishes.
Craig Young has done pretty well here, 1 for 19. It's tough work out there for the seamers. On the leg side, just as I was complimenting him, right on the spot, he's given a wide down the leg side.
He has to finish this over strongly for Ireland. He's given away just 7 runs. Mohammad Wasim will know this as well. If he can get that boundary, make it an 11-run over, just eases that pressure a little bit on the UAE batting.
You can see the body language of the Irish fielders there. They're feeling the pinch. They don't want to lose this game. There's a lot of pride at stake. Slower bouncer this time, pulled away over the short point leg fielder. Brilliant effort, and that will trickle away for 4. But that was fingertip stuff there. My goodness, that was so close.
Mohammad Wasim living dangerously, gets a top edge. That was a goalkeeper-like dive. Have a look at that. Just tipped over the bar, as they say. Goes to the fence for 4. Crucial boundary for UAE, but brilliant effort there from the Irish fielders.
56 for 2 then after 8 overs. 7 runs per over. Very close, intense game going on right now between the men in green and the UAE national team, the home side, looking for bragging rights. It's the third T20I between these two sides, tied at 1-1. UAE have done the job in the first innings. They elected to bowl first, restricted Ireland to 134. Of course, it is an ITW Broad G production, bringing you these live pictures from the ICC Academy. It's been a brilliant tournament, a lot of high quality cricket, some top class performers, and I dare say some top class commentators as well, Abdurrahman.
I think world class commentators. Ahmed Khwaja. It's been a lot of fun covering these matches. Very competitive cricket.
And wide to continue to Mohammad Usman. Oh, once again, he bowls it so quickly through the air, doesn't give the batter the time to get on that back foot. Very, very good bowler for T20I cricket.
Very tall bowler as well. Leg spinners with a lot of height. Just add that little bit more extra value.
Worked away to that for third fielder, and then take a good single. Kevin O'Brien, not as sprightly as he used to be back in the day, but still a pure match winner with the bat in hand.
I said he used to bowl a lot of overs as well. I think they're missing that bite from Kevin O'Brien as a bowler.
Indeed, on a greenish wicket, very, very handy. Has taken plenty of wickets for the Irish in the past. His batting, well, we know all about that. Absolutely brilliant all-rounder. Would walk into any T20I side. Bullish delivery, firmly punched to the extra cover fielder. Simranjeet Singh, he's been a bit disappointing. I think they might think about bringing him back into the attack. And Curtis Camphor still waiting to see him come on. Energetic fast bowler. This time trying to slog it over mid-wicket, but gets it only towards long on. So Mohammad Wasim's approach, I'm really not sure why he's swinging for the fences. He just needs to dig in and bat the overs, and he'll take his side home. A bit of a mixed bag approach right now. Perhaps that is the dictation given to him by the team think tank. Of course, Robin Singh is in the dugout today for the UAE national team. Very experienced at T20 level especially. Short ball nicely, firmly hit off the back foot. With George Dockrell out at cover sweeper. So the game is in a very nice holding pattern, Abdurrahman.
Yes, both teams trying to get that extra inch. Mohammad Wasim, I think he's going to play his natural game. He's going to play those aggressive shots, and I don't mind that at all. They still have a lot of batting to come. Don't want to get bogged down.
Lovely glide towards third man. Beats the short third. It's Craig Young giving chase, and he won't pull it up. Mohammad Wasim has played a delightful shot for 4.
A good way to finish the over. They're just taken the 3 runs before that boundary. So 7 runs, keeping up with that run rate. Again, Ben White getting a bit of turn. Why not have a slip fielder there when you have an opportunity of leg spinner who's on top of the ball of the batsman at the moment? Mohammad Wasim looks exhausted as well. It's getting hotter by the minute. 41 of just the 32 deliveries.
Indeed, it's gotten very hot out there in the early afternoon as noon has come in. 7 RPO, the run rate for UAE, going along swimmingly. And Mohammad Wasim is in a bit of strife, getting some fluids in. That required run rate is keeping up with the current run rate, 7 to 6.5, so they'll be very happy with their progress. I think he might have a bit of cramp there in his left thigh, so the physio is working on him there. Let's hope he can remain at the crease and complete his innings as he likes.
Yes, I think case of cramps. He's standing up now. Seems to be limping just a little bit. Again, 41 of 32. He can finish this game just by standing still and hitting them out of the park, Mohammad Wasim. And I think probably that is why he's playing aggressively. He wants to get as many runs as he can from his bat.
Indeed, a bit of an impromptu drinks break here. I think it's well deserved. It's tough conditions, but he looks good to go now. He's got a bit of a massage, got some fluids into him, and good work by the UAE physio there. And we must compliment the Emirates Cricket Board. They've put together a brilliant tournament, a lot of high quality cricket. Taking a look at the UAE batting scorecard there then. Mohammad Wasim, 41 of 32 is finally come good in the big game. Chirag Suri disappointedly caught it long off of Simranjeet Singh, 4 of 7. Ritya Arvind was looking good, playing some enterprising shots, 11 of 9. Now Mohammad Usman, the experienced left-hand batter, supporting Wasim, and they've still got a lot of batting. Rohan Mustafa, Kashif Dawood, and even Basil Hamid is there, who's been very good in this tournament.
Yes, lots of firepower still to come. We've seen Kashif Dawood and Ahmed Raza bat magnificently in the death. But UAE should not aim to take that game so late into the innings. A bowling change now. Simi Singh. He's gone for a few runs. Today he's gotten a wicket. Can he get those breakthroughs? Could today be his day?
Indeed, they need something special from him. Round the wicket to Mohammad Usman, just punching into that cover sweeper. Very experienced campaigner. He's slowly but surely gotten himself into form in this tournament. And if he can just anchor one end while Wasim counter-attacks, I think the UAE will be fine in this game.
The required run rate, almost 6.5 and over. So now alarm bells ringing at this stage. Again, it could be 1 over either way, Ahmed, to change the way this game is progressing.
Big swing towards cow corner. Mohammad Wasim is dictating terms out here. Gone for 6.
Good looking shot, that strong shot. He tried it against the leg spinner but failed. This time the ball is coming into his arc. And you know that term, in the arc, out of the park. Beautiful shot.
Absolutely nailed it. It was 6 as soon as he hit it off the bat. That's the biggest part of the ground. Into that green bush fence surrounding that cow corner mid-wicket area. And look at that strike rate, 142. He's just a hit away from a well-deserved 50. And we've been talking him up consistently. Watch out for this guy, number 10, Mohammad Wasim. He's a big player, making his T20I debut in this series. It took him a couple of games to get going, but now you can see why. He's a beautiful striker of the ball, and when he does hit it, it goes out of the park each time.
Yes, he's contributed with the ball and in the field. That one contribution that was missing was with the bat. We see this in the decider. The three-match series, so to speak, your favorite term, the games within a game. It's three-match game, tied at 1 apiece. He's coming good when they've needed him. 47 of just 33 deliveries. And Simi Singh in a lot of pressure now. He's conceded 7 already.
Indeed, I think they're trying to buy a wicket here. They know that the percentages favor the right-hand batter and he will swing for the fences. This time bowled it quicker into the stumps, and solidly behind that is Wasim.
A good comeback on the pads. That's what they're aiming for. Again, they want him to go across the line.
This time nicely punched into the gap towards long on. So I think he's looking at having an eye at that landmark. Of course, this would be his maiden T20I 50. And if it benefits Wasim, it benefits the UAE. Works both ways.
Yes, as an opener, if you can score 50 runs of less than 40 deliveries, you're definitely doing your role.
Oh, giving himself room. That arm ball just inside edge onto his boot. Needs to be careful there. But Mohammad Usman, he likes to play that lofted shot over extra. A typical left-hander's shot.
So after 10 overs, 76 was the score for Ireland. Meanwhile, make that even more better for the man of the moment. Mohammad Wasim gets his maiden T20 International 50. And what a great way to bring that. A loose delivery has been completely smacked towards the square leg fence. 52 for Mohammad Wasim. Good news for UAE.
Absolutely amazing to watch. The way he's dictated terms against the bowling unit of Ireland, scoring at 145. That's his strike rate. Living to the potential. Meanwhile, another beautiful shot. This one is drilled towards extra cover. Stand and deliver 4 more.
Well, he is in it to win it, isn't he, Mohammad Wasim? Now, this time he plays that into the extra cover region, hammers that completely from the meat of the bat. As soon as it hit it, it left the bat, and everybody was just standing watching the ball zoom like a tracer bullet.
Brilliant innings coming in from Wasim. 56 of 37. Pressure on Benjamin. Expensive.
Oh, clearly down leg. Will get a single. Will be added into the extras for sure.
UAE 80 for 2 now after 10.3. Brilliant start from them. Positive right from the word go.
And the credit has to be given to the management as well. They backed Mohammad Wasim. It's not as if they gave him a couple of chances and then decided to leave him out. They backed him. They believed in him. And what a great time to return the favor from Mohammad Wasim in a big game. The third T20 International. It's a decider between these two teams. And Mohammad Wasim has come to the fore.
So 54 more required of 56 deliveries. Not even a runner ball here. Next ball, nicely bowled outside the off stump. Full trying to dig it out, play it towards short third. Can't get bet on ball. Mohammad Wasim missing out on that delivery there.
Well, he
54
almost...
of 55 required now, Shoaib.
Yeah, he almost yorked himself. Could have been a full toss. Wanted to take a single, but that ball was going nowhere. End of the over, number 11. Expensive over from White. 81 for 2 is the score.
54 of 54 required here for the UAE, seemingly in the bag for them as of now. 8 wickets in hand, a lot of batting to come for them, a lot of experience to come for them down that order. Well, let's take a look at the bowling card for the Irish side. Josh Little, wonderful, 2 overs 6 runs without a wicket. Simranjeet Singh picked up a wicket in the first over, has gone for a few, 8 runs and over. Craig Young, 3 overs 24, picked up a wicket going at 8. Curtis Camphor, 1 over 11 runs, and Benjamin White, 3 overs 22 runs.
Yes, barring that expensive over from White, he was very economical. Meanwhile, their strike bowler Joshua Little has been brought into the attack, seeking a wicket. At the same time, in the game, Ireland were looking very good. They had the 2 openers out there in the middle, and then they saw the collapse that happened in the middle order. So Ireland as a team would also be thinking of something like that to happen here. If they can get a wicket or 2, they can get an opportunity to get back into the game. Joshua Little outside off. Wanted to go for a big heave towards mid-wicket, not timing it, Usman. And that is, again, an indication that it's not easy to bat right from ball number 1.
Absolutely, this one didn't bounce as much as Usman was expecting it to. Just staying a little short. But Josh Little has bowled really well. He's the only bowler who's looking like an impact bowler for this Irish side. Wasim on 56 of 40 is going to take strike against him now.
Yes, Dafa News Summer T20 Bash powered by Sport Gully. Amazing graphics here. Some really good camera work. High quality cricket. Just to remind you, this is not a match between 2 heavyweights of world cricket. It's not England, it's not the Ashes. But absolutely same level of quality coming in from Mohammad Wasim. That has been played, deft touch, waiting for that ball and then guiding it. This is smart cricket from the very talented Mohammad Wasim.
Absolutely great shot. You were talking about England, and I think all the English batters would be proud of that particular shot. Absolutely amazing innings coming in from Wasim. He's looking into the groove of things now. He's doing what is expected out of him. Provide runs and at a good strike rate. 60 of 41 deliveries, 49 more required, 52 balls remaining. This is easily going UAE's way. They need a wicket here, the Irishmen.
Yes, coming round the wicket this time, played with soft hands. Will get 2 comfortably. This is good batting from Mohammad Wasim, and he knows it's a prized wicket. Mohammad Wasim does not want to lose his wicket right now. He's got the platform set. He can make a big statement. He's given out a statement. He can make it even bigger, even better if he can finish the game off for UAE.
Absolutely. Coming out, facing the first delivery and going out, facing the last. That gives you the kind of confidence that you belong at the international level.
Well said there, Faizan. Stepping down the track now and playing it towards the fielder. Misfield there. That's how well he had timed it. Mohammad Wasim will get 2 more.
Coming down the wicket, drilling it down the ground. He saw an opportunity mid-off inside the circle, wanted to go for a big shot here. Just couldn't get it under the bat properly. Got too close to the pitch of the ball there, Wasim, and that is why he had to play it all along the carpet. Josh Little, even he is looking a little ineffective in front of Wasim.
That's right. You've got a set batsman in who's playing on 64 or 43. Anywhere you bowl, he's going to middle everything. And again a smack into the gap. No chance A good effort, a valiant effort, but the way he had struck that Mohammad Wasim, it was always going to go for 4. He deserved that boundary and he's got one.
Great shot once again. Transferring the weight just at the right time, and the timing absolutely perfect. Brilliant stuff coming in on the boundary from the Irish fielders, but to no avail. The heat getting to him after that particular shot. 68 of 44. He wants to finish it in a hurry. He needs a cold bath now.
Oh yes, he will get all that he desires if he wins the game today for UAE. Cold shower is not very significant. But yes, Wasim needs to finish it. Now, we talked about how you can win games in the last over and how you can win games comfortably, where you actually emphasize that victory, a comprehensive win, a comforting win. That is the opportunity here for UAE to defeat a test-playing nation in a T20 series, and not just by defeating them in the last over, but actually doing it convincingly.
Yorker from Josh Little, nicely bowled, nicely dug out as well. Wasim is getting bat on every single delivery being bowled at him. 94 for the loss of 2 at the end of 12. Talking about that, I think spot on. UAE would prove a point that they haven't qualified for the World Cup, but they are good enough to beat a team that actually has qualified for the first round of World Cup. And Irish, well, they will have a question mark there as well. 41 more required, 48 balls remaining. The question mark of who to bat in the middle order, because this is a top-heavy side. The top two are doing really, really good. But apart from that, nothing much of a contribution coming in from lower down the order.
Yes, 41 or 48, that's the equation on the ground, as you can see, pun intended. A comfortable win, and you rightly said, Faizan, they haven't qualified, but to defeat a side who has qualified will definitely catch some eyeballs.
And it's very good for the confidence of the UAE lads as well. If they know that they can beat a side like this who is already qualified, that gives them boost for things to come. And this is a young UAE side. There are a lot of young players. There's Karthik, there's Mohammad Wasim, and there's that man that brings a smile to my co-commentator's face every single time, Arvind. You know, all these young players have so much potential, and after winning this, if they win it at all, they would realize that they can go out, express themselves and win for their team.
Yes, good insights coming in from Faizan. For a young UAE side, they've taken a single, and this is sensible batting again. Something that I really love and admire about this UAE setup is that there is the right balance of experience and talent. So you have got the experienced campaigners in the form of Ahmed Raza and the likes of Usman and Rohan Mustafa.
Chirag
Suri as well. So these are the experienced campaigners guiding the youngsters in the likes of Sanchit Sharma, Ritya Arvind, Karthik Mayappan, Alishan Sharfu. UAE cricket is at a very important juncture in their cricketing history. And I think from here on, things will get only better. Meanwhile, Usman is on the non-striking end. Wasim trying to go for a big heave. And that has been called a no ball. I think that ball just slipped out of Curtis's hand.
Too close to cut. He was going for the cut, getting the inside edge. But they say fortune favors the brave. It certainly has here.
Yes, just setting up beautifully shot. That's absolutely cracked, smacked, hammered, tonked. You can say whatever you want. But Mohammad Wasim has just gotten in a beauty of a shot. Get that on loop, guys. Get that on loop. Keep that playing all night long. Mohammad Wasim moves on to 80. UAE 108 for 2.
This has to be on Twitter trending. It was such a great shot. On top of the ball, really quickly. Quick hands through the line of the ball and hitting it in the gap as well. That has been the feature of his innings. He is able to find gaps at will now. Wasim 80 of 49. It's looking dangerously close to that 100 mark.
Going down leg, Curtis Camphor. Well, under a lot of pressure. He is a great talent, no doubt about that, Curtis. But today, he's getting some heat from Mohammad Wasim, not from the UAE. It's not the summer heat, it's the heat of Mohammad Wasim. Big Eve again on the onside. And it was right in the comb box. Well, we need helmets here. We need some protection. This was right just above, inches above my head. Mohammad Wasim, what have you done? We are a rare talent. Please take care.
And we've been praising you all day long. You don't have to kill us.
What have we done wrong, man? Beautifully timed, and you can see it was not followed, but I will tell you, it came right into the comb box. We need helmets.
Dangerously close. We survive. So does Mohammad Wasim.
Nicely flicked this time, Mohammad Wasim. Classic innings. 13 overs gone, 116 for 2.
And what an expensive over coming in from Curtis Camphor. UAE now require just 19 runs of 42 deliveries. And it's a matter of formalities from here on in. But it is a very important juncture in the game because that man, Mohammad Wasim, is on 87. He needs 13 more. UAE requires 19 more. So it would be very interesting to see whether he gets to the landmark or not. I would certainly want him to get there because he's done all the hard work. He's scored more than 75% runs for his side.
Well, what a great innings coming in from Mohammad Wasim. He deserves 100. He's not out on 87 of 51 deliveries. Nothing is more significant on that scorecard than Mohammad Wasim's knock. 87 of 51. Chirag Suri falling cheaply. 4 of 7. Ritya Arvind 11 of 9. Mohammad Usman has got the best seat in the house. Witnessing this carnage from Mohammad Wasim.
And we've got the most dangerous seat in the house. Witnessing this carnage from Mohammad Wasim.
Oh yes, absolutely. That ball was way too close to our liking. On the pads, sent back by Mohammad Wasim.
And the worst part is, I was looking for the ball on the screen and not from the ground. So I was trying to follow the ball on the screen. I wasn't even looking at the fact that it was coming straight at us, taking our heads out. In the meanwhile, a good-looking shot coming in from Wasim, and this one would roll into the fence once again for yet another 4. He's getting dangerously close to that 100 mark. Wonderful to see.
Well, you heard it first here, right here in the comb box. There was a chance, an outside chance for Mohammad Wasim, and he's inching towards that elusive 100. Maiden T20 International 100. Big shot again on the onside towards the fielder, drops it. Oh, everything happening right now. Simranjeet Singh is not an happy man. A chance gone becking.
Going to that ball once again, that was hit at us. Now, Wasim was targeting the field, but he was targeting us as well. That was a dropped catch there. Difficult chance though. But at this level and with the capability of these Irishmen in the field, that should have been grabbed. 121 on the board for the loss of 2. So, yeah, the worst part is we were not even aware that it was coming at us. We only noticed it when it hit something in the comb box.
Yes, that's right. And the next thing I saw was a shocking face of, I think it was Dockrell here.
Yeah, I think it was. Dockrell was really worried for us.
Yes, concerned face. Meanwhile, good over coming in from Simranjeet, bringing some calm to the proceedings, because Mohammad Wasim, like I said, is in carnage mode.
Absolutely. Usman on strike once again. Simi Singh. Nicely played. Usman doesn't want to take a single. He actually wants Wasim to have the strike, as the last ball of the over was bowled. 121 for the loss of 2.
Yes, 14 overs gone, 121 for 2. So number 10 jersey, Mohammad Wasim, 92 of 54, 12 fours and 3 sixes, a strike rate of 170. Before this game, his strike rate was around 90s, in the 90s, 92 or 98, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around 95.6. That was what his strike rate was, and it's going to increase leaps and bounds after this knock coming in from him. 8 runs away from that landmark. Nicely bowled by Ben White. Yocking Wasim up, tossing him on that delivery that was tossed up to the eye level. That is what coaches tell you. When in doubt, toss it up.
And straight down the ground. Has he timed it well? Yes, he has. One bounce into the side screen. And Mohammad Wasim quickly moves on to 96. This is destruction of Irish bowlers. You can bowl anywhere you want. The result is always going to be the same.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful hitting coming in from Wasim here. Next ball, single taken, tucked around the corner. Nicely bowled. Nicely played as well. 125 on the board after 14.2. 9 more required. 33 balls remaining. And 3 more required for Mohammad Wasim to reach the landmark.
Yes, 9 required of 33 deliveries. Usman will look to take a single. And yes, he does that. He takes a single. 6 required. In fact, 8 required now. Only 3 required for Wasim.
Please do this for me. Keep an eye on the ball in the ground.
We need some security here. It was actually Little who was here, as he is now. It was Joshua Little who was a little worried about us.
A lot worried about us, actually.
That ball coming in. Can't still get that sound out of my mind. But I will have to, because Wasim is on 97. Straight down the ground, happy to take singles. Wasim gets another single. He moves on to 98. Score moves on to 128. 7 more required.
This is going to be the last ball of the over coming in from Benjamin White. His last over as well. Before this over, he had given away 22 runs in his 3. They've been expensive today, the Irish bowlers. Exciting stuff coming in from Wasim. Out of 128, 98 being scored by one batter.
Yes, a dot ball to end the over as expected. 15 overs gone, 128 for 2.
This will bring Wasim on strike once again. 7 more required to win. 2 more required for Wasim to reach that landmark. So early in his career. That would be such a confidence boost if he gets it.
Yes, this is just his 4th game for UAE. And all the focus has to be on Mohammad Wasim. He was just included in the UAE setup. gets a game straight away. And he's come to the show right in the 4th game. We don't see Balbirnie out there in the middle. So clearly he's still injured. I hope nothing serious for him, because Ireland will need his services in the World T20. Next match lined up for you after this enthralling game of cricket is Namibia versus Papua New Guinea. That also promises to be an exciting game. We will be going live at 1 p.m. local time. So what do you think right now is going in the minds of Mohammad Wasim? What is he thinking?
Just wants to get to the landmark as soon as possible.
A big hit
what
or a
I'd be
single?
thinking. I think, knowing him, he might just go for a big hit.
A single it is. We'll take a single. This is good batting. I think this is the safer option because there's a lot at stake here. It's the first T20 International 100 for Wasim and for UAE as well, if I'm not mistaken. No player has ever scored a T20 International 100. So that, as I said, is a lot. And you wouldn't want to fail on that occasion.
Absolutely. A landmark knock would be remembered for a long time to come. In comes Craig once again to bowl the next delivery as we see the other two teams coming into the ground as well for the next match live at 1 p.m.
Yes, I felt that it will be called a dead ball. He would back out because while Craig was going into bowl, the towel fell off his back. Always a distraction. That's how important it is to be focused. A little distraction can actually hurt you.
Absolutely. Spot on. 129 on the board. There we go again. Craig Young without the handkerchief this time around.
Tucked away. Is there a fielder there? Yes, there is a fielder at the fine leg region, so it will just be a single. Good news is that Mohammad Wasim will be on strike. He's on 99, 1 run away from a maiden T20 international, the first man for UAE to score that in a T20 game, in a T20 international game. And that is going to be a very special landmark.
Massive, massive for Mohammad Wasim. This particular moment, he's going to remember this rest of his life. There we go. Take strike. In comes Craig. And it's a top edge. And there he goes.
Well, yes, it is the man, Mohammad Wasim, who does it for UAE, who does it for himself. And look at that celebration. That tells you all. No celebration at all.
We need something from him to show that he's excited.
Well, he is not. That means... Oh, yes, he is. Okay, finally we see him celebrating. He was waiting for the confirmation, but now he's got that. Wasim, the man of the moment, the man for UAE. He's the man to look out for. And he is the one who is going to carry that flag of UAE for a long, long time.
Wow, what a moment. Everyone in the camp standing up for his century there. And in a low-scoring game as well. A game where only 134 was scored in the first innings. It's not like they were chasing a 200.
That's his innings, how well he's placed that innings. It is going to be a special one, the first for UAE, the first ever. Nobody's going to change that. Nobody's going to take that away from Mohammad Wasim. Extra cover. Point. Fine leg. You name the position, he's played shots all over the ground.
The new Mr. 360 for the UAE. Absolutely brilliant, that shot. Oh, amazing shot towards the longer side of the ground as well. Now this one, deft touch. Beautiful batting. Every shot in the book for him. Pull shot, muscled the bowling away. And then there was one that almost took us out as well.
Oh yes, absolutely clinical batting there from Mohammad Wasim. He's the star in the making. And today, we officially call him the star. Meanwhile, a wicket. What an anticlimax. After that high of Mohammad Wasim, finally something for Ireland to cherish about. It's wicket number 3. Usman has to walk back. Craig gets his wicket.
Just 4 more required to win. So rightly said, anti-climax. But a good ball coming in. Length ball on that off-stump line. And Usman just wanted to go for a single there, punching it towards maybe extra cover region. Just couldn't get bat on ball. Inside edge cracking into the leg stump. And Craig Young gets a consolation wicket here.
That's right, wicket number 3 down for UAE. 131 for 3. Only formalities left now for UAE in this game. Basil Hamid is the new man in. 7 matches for him. This is his 7th game, 110 runs. A very healthy strike rate of 139.24.
And he's been brilliant in the series with the ball as well. He has picked up wickets, especially in that second game. He picked up 3 wickets. Basil Hamid, he was brilliant.
Yes, he is brilliant with the bat and ball, but really in the field, he's a live wire. We've seen him absolutely jump all around, gives his 500%. So he's a complete package, Basil Hamid. Does what he does best. Takes a single, gives the strike to Wasim. Giving the opportunity for Wasim to finish the game off. He deserves that as well. What a special innings, and it's been a pleasure and honor, and we will be a part of history for UAE cricket at least.
Absolutely. A century coming in for the very first time for the UAE in a T20I. Absolutely amazing to be a part of this historic moment for Mohammad Wasim and UAE.
Oh, that could have been close. Looks close for sure, but the umpire says not out. Will get a single there. Wasim is totally exhausted now. It is simmering hot out there. Not an easy playing condition. And you have Mohammad Wasim, who scored a century in just 61 deliveries. 133 on board, 101 scored by Wasim.
Absolutely amazing to see that. Only 30 being scored by the remaining batters who have batted with him. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely amazing to see. UAE need 2 runs of 24 deliveries. It's a matter of how quickly can they do it now.
It's not about how, it's about when, as you rightly said. 2 runs of 24 deliveries. Barcelona strike. In fact, it's Mohammad Wasim who's on strike. And never mind, don't get that ball, because that's gone out of the ICC Academy. Mohammad Wasim, take a bow, you beauty. What a great performer. What a great cricketer. Just doing it for his team in style. Well-deserved century. Well-deserved innings. This has truly been the Mohammad Wasim show.
I want to say what Ian Bishop said. Remember the name, Mohammad Wasim.
Spot on, Mohammad Wasim, the man for UAE. He had a lot of pressure coming into the game, but the way he has played, the character that he has shown, he deserves to be in the limelight, all the light.